into being as big of an experience as we want it to. Once again, I'm going to go back to that concept of as you pull that toy out of the toy box and bring it into the playfield, you are telling a story as you build that. And the more people who are playing with you, you start building that story together. When we say we're doing something new for storytelling, that's where we feel like interactive storytelling at Disney Interactive is really going. So we'll start off the video here. The idea is, in the toy box, everything is editable. This world has all been built in the toy box. But we then do start, as we come back from play sets, we unlock toys. We also have the stars that we've earned that are essentially levels, and then those stars turn into these kind of spins on this toy maker. So if you think about this toy maker, there's many different categories, and it's the type of toys that you want to unlock in here. In this case, it's a vehicle that this person has unlocked. You can then go through and play with that toy, but it goes into your collection. This collection screen is pages and pages wide. There's hundreds of toys that we've got in here. And each one of them allows you to go through. Some of these come from play sets. Most of those come from the toy box itself and are all specific to that. But the idea behind this is, let's go see who can get the biggest toy collection and bring all these things together to create what they want to do. So the next piece of this is the adventures. With the adventures, this is more of the structured gameplay that we have within Infinity. So we've added all of these. There's some tutorial adventures that we have. This is the first one. So we've got this pirate character who has a treasure map, but he can't get to where he's going. So he's going to need you to get him across this chasm, and then actually to build the Cave of Wonders for him so that he can get into the mouth of this. This is how we go ahead and teach you all of the different steps to build in the game. Once you've done that, you get some upgrades, but you also open up all the other mastery adventures that we have. Now these other mastery adventures are going to teach you how to use the other systems in the game, like driving. We've got drifting and energy gain and big tricks that we have. But then we also go into the different gameplay modes, like we have the physics blocks, because those act differently than a lot of other things in the world, to where those toys all work together in a different way. We also have combat that we're going to teach you how to do, where we've got Mr. Incredible rescuing Snow White here and keeping her safe in her snow globe from these attacking enemies. Once again, you finish those, and you'll now unlock even more adventures. Now, what this is showing is this really cool concept that we have that each of the adventures becomes themed based on who the character is that invited you in. This is the same adventure, but using different characters, and so it makes that theme of the world based on that character's world theme, so that you get a different experience every time that you're playing this. The next big mode I'm going to go through is building. So the building within Infinity we've tried to make it as simple as possible, but also as powerful as possible. We want you to be able to build really cool structures and things. Now what you're seeing here is we've got this idea of this magic wand that allows you to select any piece in the world that you've got. You can customize those pieces, you can move them, you can delete them, whatever you want, but there are literally hundreds of pieces that allow you to build this. So we wanted to make this easier so that people could get into it, and we've made this blueprint mode. So this is a really simplistic example here with just these blocks, but the concept can then be extended into much bigger things like racetracks or islands, or even building out castles if you want to. So we have all of these different examples of then you can start building some truly massive things, like these huge guitars with rail slides on them. We've had guys go through and do things like the Starship Enterprise. Now this next one's really cool to me because one of the QA guys went and tried to make Bowser's Castle from Mario Kart. And so you've got this game. He's built the whole track. It runs at frame rate, and you can race that with your friends. So it's cool to be able to build those things in those places. But one of the things that we really wanted to do was allow you to create experiences in here. We needed to give you some interactivity in this world as well. So in the creating experiences, we've got what we're calling the logic editor. Now the logic editor, with a really simple interface of saying, this pressure plate, I can either step on it or step off of it. The next thing I'm going to link it to will actually take that impulse and do that action. So I'm going to step on this pressure plate. It's going to make that elevator go up and down. It's a pretty simple example, but it actually gets into a very powerful system of these tools to where you can link things together and start making much bigger things. We can give you access to some of the different gameplay features that we have, like the gameplay camera being up above, or enemy spawners that we can put in the world, or different wind conditions, like we can put in race gates, and we can make games like from the arcade that we used to have. And each one of those things is only really limited by the creativity that you have and that you want to play with. So, now, one of the things that ends up happening a lot when we're playing in the toy box right now is this free play idea. And what that means to us is it's just going in and taking all of those different toys, mashing them together, and seeing what happens, just finding out what the discovery is on that. We've got a very rich move set in this game to where you can pick up and throw almost anything, but you can also go through and do stuff that you really didn't expect, like interact with the characters in many different ways. You can have things in your hands while you're riding different mounts, or you can be on the hoverboard. All of these different things are possible with this. Another cool way to play in this is to use these power discs. You can add new toys into the world by collecting these. So we've just dropped in Cinderella's carriage. We've also dropped in Abu the elephant. So by putting these onto that slot, you're going to get more toys. But you can also get what you're showing here, or what we're showing here right now, which is you can customize all the skies, you can customize all the terrain, so that each one of these worlds can feel like you want it to feel. And that it comes from your favorite property, so that when you're building this, it is your world and your expression. So once you build all these things, now we really want to share them. So we've got this idea that from an online community standpoint, we will allow you to upload any of these worlds that you've created to Disney. We will then moderate those. Look, we'll actually also run contests like who can build the coolest castle or build us your version of Disneyland. Wow. And then we will send those back down to the user community and allow everybody to extend their gameplay sessions with those worlds that have been created by other people. The other way to share in here is through direct online play. It's 4-player network play. It's drop in, drop out, so that you can come in and out of anybody's world at any time. And I can invite you into my world and share that world that I've built as it sits while I'm playing there, and we can share our toys back and forth with each other. So that's pretty much what we've got today. There's a lot of information there. I'm looking forward to having everybody come up and be able to see this for real on stage. But we've got one more video here at the end of this just to wrap this idea up for some of the other cool possibilities that you can have.